Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
me, Banshee. And guess what we're here for? The U.S. and world predictions for 2023. Woohoo! We're finally doing it.
As you know, we've done this before, and so we like to cast our luck out there, give you something that you can actually look back at later and say, they were right on this, or they weren't right on this.
And here, you're basically, we're actually tempting fate and doing this during Mercury retrograde.
I am very concerned.
All right, we're going to see how it goes. We're big fools.
And we are using
the tarot.
The Tarot of Oppositions, which is a kind of unique deck. So it may allow us to understand perspectives better. I think that's the general idea.
The upright and reversed are on the same card.
Right.
So depending on which way it falls, that's how it's read. But you are also, since it's on the same card, with different images, I guess I'm not saying that right.
Well, you're encouraged to look at that liminal area in between, in the middle of the card. Not that there's an image there, but the idea that there could be different viewpoints and maybe something that's in the middle between those viewpoints.
I guess what I meant to say is there's kind of a, positive image and a negative image, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's basically what we're looking at here. So we're going to do a zodiac reading modified a bit to fit themes for the U.S. and world. We're going to draw 3 cards in each of the 12 houses of the zodiac, and we will take it from there.
All right.
All right.
And your screen's not going to stay on there.
No, it's not, but I'm here, and I can get it right back up.
Okay.
All right, I didn't think about that. I should have set my timer, but we'll get it back up. So, hey, everybody knows the first house is... Oh, and we'll also have a card at the end. It'll be like maybe a main focus or where we're going to end up, a summation. Right. The first house is the house of Aries, of course, which is, the beginnings. It's, we think in terms of innovations, maybe new ideas maybe that surface. How is this year going to start off for us all? And actually, are we going to lay them all out first? We should do that. Mm-hmm. So basically, I'm laying out. Do I have room? Might have to move it over to that side. Yep. All right, 2 more. There we go.
You should do it like a circle, go around this way.
Oh, I'm going to get confused by that, but okay.
I'll help you.
I'm sure you will. And this is a little bit tedious because I'm putting 3 cards in each house of the zodiac.
One more round.
One more round. Do you want to do the Jeopardy theme? No.
La, la. No, I don't.
I didn't think so.
And a zodiac spread like this was one of the first tarot spreads I ever learned many, many, many years ago.
Just going to put that extra card up top there as our thematic card to be read later. Let's start with the house. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Let's spill my water. We'll start with the House of Aries, which is beginnings and innovations. The first card I drew is the 7 of Pentacles. I believe that would be upright. Am I correct?
Yes.
And then upright, the Knight of Swords. Very interesting. And then we have the 8 of Swords. upright.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should have brought my wand. Bad error. Blunder.
Don't have it, eh?
No, I have nothing.
Do you want your frog?
No, I don't want my frog. I might as well use my fingers. So basically here, with these Seven of Pentacles, it's really interesting to me. We begin in a very pensive, kind of thoughtful period. We also have the Eight of Swords here upright. It's almost as if maybe things are, I'm not going to say people are locked in fear right now, but it's almost as if maybe, and I almost see this as U.S. and worldwide, that we're kind of afraid to move forward with something new right now. We're in planning stages for something. Maybe there are some innovations happening, but some people feel maybe that their hands are tied in getting them out.
It's a perception that people feel that maybe things limit them, like the economy or, the job situations, or things in government are limiting perhaps. And, we have divisions in how people view what government's role is too. So it could be about some of that.
So, and then we didn't address the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords to me indicates that, I have a feeling that eventually I think that things will start picking up and get moving. I have a feeling about this. This isn't the house we're tackling health, but I wonder if this has to do with some medical and scientific innovations. Definitely more medical, because, with COVID and all the fighting about vaccines and what people should be forced to do, not forced to do, all of that, and what people should be researching. Should they be researching deadly viruses, etc.? Maybe this has something to do a little bit with that, and that's why people are feeling a little bit stuck.
Well, another thing too is that a lot of times, there's that whole, America has to be first in everything.
That's
and so
true.
I sort of see this too, that even if it applies to what you're talking about, maybe this is saying that, from our point of view, and maybe other nations too, want to take the lead in these respects,
Yeah, very good. And it might be here that somebody is trying to move fast and outmaneuver, others.
So when you put it in context of the world too, then maybe there's also this perception between nations that they don't want to be the one that feels that they're, disadvantaged somehow.
This might be more, I don't want to spend a lot of more time, but this might be more a time maybe when there'll be more planning and more communication happening than actual implementations.
I think so.
All right.
So we'll take those up and put them aside.
And the second house, of course, is finances. I have finances twice. I think that second time was supposed to be resources, which is their finances, resources, and wealth.
Well, the first one is the reversed Seven of Wands.
Oh.
And then we have the upright Three of Wands. So this is definitely businessy, enterprisey kind of cards. And then it's the Emperor, but it's the Emperor reverse.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well,
Well, it looks like maybe there are some bad portents for the possible economy, maybe on both fronts, American and internationally. It may be that some feel that they have to move into new areas, so maybe we'll see people trying to put their money into new kinds of currencies or new investments, or moving it away from traditional investments.
I feel here there's a lot of, we have the Seven of Wands reversed, correct? That first card. And I feel here, like in particular in the U.S., and well, actually I'm going to say it worldwide too, there might be a lot of people, who have been struggling, to make ends meet, to try to revolt for change. We've seen this already in France, we see a little bit of it here. There's a lot of, even with the vote in the midterms, a lot of people voted for the economy. So despite even the social issues that were being voted on as well. So I feel here, and what was this one again?
The Three of Wands?
Oh, yeah, the Three of Wands.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to have to be a lot of strategizing. There's going to be a lot of strategizing going on. And I don't know, when I see the Emperor reversed here, I am thinking of somebody who is trying to manipulate things to their own benefit. You know, whether these are people manipulating the markets, the elites, whether this is somebody like, you know, somebody in the middle of a war right now and trying to gain more foothold in another country, that they're trying to manipulate oil and different industries to their advantage.
Well,
right?
You know what? I'm thinking of governments, nations, and or the businesses saying we have to have austerity, and maybe that's what's causing all of this pain over here, is that the market and prevailing forces want to kind of keep pitching us into austerity. It happened here in the States around 2011. Oh, we need to have austerity. All these things do really is just cause more pain for them, and we need to find that better road to travel.
Mm-hmm. This could be a dictator too. I definitely see some tie-ins to Ukraine here. You know, there may be other conflicts where people are seeking to gain the upper hand here.
Well, overall, it messes up the economy.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of internal and more broad-based fights over resources, I think.
Yes.
And, you know, finances and markets will react accordingly. All right, so the third house, Gemini, communication. We decided to make this international relations, allies, and enemies.
Okay, so our first card is the Queen of Wands, upright.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think so. And then it's the reverse Two of Cups.
Ah.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
And then it's the reversed Three of Cups.
What? Oh my gosh. And you know, in the house of communications and relating with each other.
Well, you almost feel like the Queen of Wands here is maybe somebody who is a provocateur of sorts and who wants to kind of use charm and charisma to say, let's do this world or let's do this country. And it's not necessarily
healthy.
Maybe it's devoid of substance because it's more about the charm factor and sort of suggesting that, you know, certain things will pull everybody along, but what it ends up being is maybe it ends up being the wrong direction. It brings disharmony and maybe it brings untrustworthiness. In other words, a charismatic leader. I won't say it's a woman.
There we go. No,
I won't say
agree.
it's a woman, but it's a charismatic leader, and people say, oh, I won't get full again. You get full again.
At any rate, there may be some charismatic leaders, you know, who are sowing discord for their own purposes, you know.
Yeah,
I feel in international relations. And, you know, there will be people who side, of course, a big majority with the charismatic leaders. There will be those who are opposed. And I feel here this is just an ugly indicator of conflicts, you know. I believe international conflicts, you know, there could be some definite grandstanding going on here at the expense of our relations with one another.
Well, remember when I was talking about austerity before? Mm-hmm. I sort of feel this reverse Three of Cups is that this person is the person that tries to lead us into that too. Let's just do the grand bargain. Let's slice up Social Security, or let's slice up what other nations have as a safety net.
So, you know, we aren't going to recap these, so we could move these now.
Okay,
right?
good.
Pile them up. Okay.
I'll do that.
All right. So we are on the fourth house, which is, we decided to make it Mother Earth. You know, it's Cancer, it's water for sure, but we made it Mother Earth, climate, and the environment, our home.
So, it's the Ace of Cups upright.
It is upright?
It's upright. It's nice. It's very nice. Oh, thank you, Mama Earth. And then it's the Ace of Wands, and it's upright. So, it's a second ace
Finding this hard to believe.
And then it's not another ace. It's the reversed Five of Cups.
Okay. Actually, this is all really good.
It
What
is.
the heck happened here? So, we might get a reprieve from Mother Nature. I almost feel there might be a beginning of some, relief. There might be a beginning of us working towards harmoniously more towards healing our environment. And this one again,
Five of Cups reversed.
There are opportunities here. I'm really, let's just face it though. This January has not been a good start for the climate, especially in the United States. I can't speak worldwide per se, but look at what's happening in California, devastating storms in our south, all of this. But maybe what it's going to do is it's going to begin a transformation on our approach to all of this.
The people are going to be reawakened to love the planet and want to treat the planet right again, a new beginning of that. Enterprise, business, friendship will also be a part of this. People's love will find a way to find solutions, business solutions everyone will like. And sometimes I feel the Five of Cups sort of draws back forces that maybe were disenchanted or weren't involved before, brings back people into the fold who can be helpful.
Well, and I also remember when the Five of Cups is traditionally there, it speaks in terms of, spilled cups, what you have lost, and full cups, what you have left. And so I feel here we're looking at how, the opportunities to take the resources we have remaining and how we can, make life more sustainable.
Nice.
Maybe more sustainable even with less.
Exactly, because that's what the world really needs, is we need to stop putting plastic into the ground and into the atmosphere. We need to stop polluting the earth in general.
All right.
5.
Number 5. Well, this is where we get into our entertainment world a little bit. This is Leo, the 5th house. Entertainment, risk and gambling. What kind of risky decisions or things we might be facing in the year ahead?
You dare ask? It's the Pope, the Hierophant, reversed.
Whoa!
Oh, we're taking too many risks.
Well, but that could also be some other things too.
Here's our other ace. It's the reversed Ace of Swords.
No!
Reversed Ace of Swords.
Oh, goodness.
But then we have the upright 6 of Cups.
Well, okay, I want to tackle the entertainment world first because I definitely see some things about risk-taking and decisions here. So if this is worldwide or even in the U.S., I feel here that there might be some return to some nostalgic forms of entertainment from the past. There might be some revivals, of various sorts. And also, I kind of feel, along with that, I think, too, that there may be more alternatives. There may even be more alternative things happening in the entertainment world and industry. Whether this is in music and art, we're going to see a lot of experimentation. We're going to see a lot of uniqueness. Why don't you tackle that first and we'll talk about
Well, I think in terms of entertainment, too, it could be possible that there'll be less restrictions, that we see a lot of, world societies sort of trying to be restrictive in terms of people's diversity, recognition, and maybe the entertainment world will say, no, we're not having that.
Now, let's talk about the risky stuff because something's up here. I don't know if this might be in science or in something else, but, there's going to be a lot of different approaches to things being experimented with. And it doesn't seem there's much to be gained by this. There could be risks involved. And I feel here that I don't know how the Six of Cups plays into this, though. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Well, I think the Six of Cups represents the fact that we always end up maybe realizing that we should have not been trying to do those things, that we should have just settled for that more
standard, tried and true approach.
Right. It's literally
things
almost
that
the
worked
opposite
in
of
the
this
past. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And so it may be that certain things fail. For example, they're exploring fusion now, right? So maybe some of these things will show some failures, you know. It's maybe not to say we shouldn't try it, but we have to really be careful when we do experiment about the cost, risk, benefit to what we are doing. And sometimes people just want to do it, you know, they want to take that risk, they want to be different, and there could be consequences.
I almost feel too like this is talking about things that maybe are happening that are lifestyle oriented, fifth house possibly, but involve, you know, surgeries or things, people trying to do things to alter themselves, and it's a bad risk.
Oh, good point there too. Okay.
Just a minor thought there.
I like it.
All right, sixth house.
The sixth house is labor and health. We'll look at both of those topics.
So there's the upright two of swords. Kind of a mystical setting. And then there's the upright eight of wands.
Wow.
What's the house again? The sixth house?
Yeah, it's kind of ironic.
And then there's the upright five of wands.
Oh my gosh.
Well, these sound like labor kind of things here.
Well, it also sounds like health with the way things have been going.
This is true.
And again, I almost feel like this could be U.S., but this could be worldwide. Let's look at the U.S. a little bit here, though. I feel health-wise, you know, that things are going to stay the way they are.
Yeah.
I feel like we're stuck in this COVID cycle.
We're not able to see really beyond.
Yeah, it just seems like it's not moving. And what is this?
This is moving.
Well, this is moving, but I wonder about this. I have a feeling we're moving towards more conflict here, you know? Maybe they're trying
to... over our health stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll go into labor, too. I mean, it certainly can be that.
Good point.
But I feel here that maybe the powers that be are trying to find ways to move us out of this. And maybe some of those ways, again, are going to engender conflict.
Bingo. I think you got that one perfectly.
And worldwide, I almost feel the same thing, except I sometimes feel here that I think the conflict more is about restrictions towards movement. There's movement, but there's conflict. And I feel like maybe, because this is also not movement, you know? Right. So I almost feel here that there's a struggle. You know, people want to be freer. People want to feel free to move around more. And there's going to be conflict. I think this is health. Let's hit labor.
Well, with labor, it could be, too, that there's a stalemate because some forces want to really find the mark, hit the mark, and it is about the freedom. But then it's the same thing. There's conflicts trying to hold labor back. And once again, I just keep thinking it's that worldwide austerity thing from a couple houses back that keeps trying to get into all the areas of our lives.
I kind of feel here that labor is, you know, worldwide even. I'm just going to say this is U.S. and worldwide, that labor is tired of being, you know, stuck in place. They want to move. They want more. And you know what? I have a feeling what this might mean is there might be more social movements forming, more organized movements and conflict.
More strikes, perhaps.
More strikes, possibly more violence in the streets. I'm not ruling that out. That might be more worldwide. We often don't see labor conflict here as much anymore to that degree, but definitely strikes here.
And the world isn't the same as us. Right. They could have more, and those things could impact us here in America. Seventh house.
All right, the seventh house is justice, social justice, and human rights. And of course, the seventh house is Libra.
The Lovers reversed. Whoa.
Whoa.
The Fool upright. I'm not sure which one's the upright one.
Okay, let me...
think that's the reverse.
Yeah, absolutely. They've messy work here.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, everything's upside down.
So this is the reversed Eight of Pentacles.
Wow, interesting. It's here. There is so much work to be done with human rights, justice, and social justice. Nothing is going to be solved in the year ahead. I feel here wrong choices, bad use of ethics and morals here. We're not really where we need to be.
This is about human trafficking, I think. And maybe that human trafficking is going to become more of a issue. And I'm wondering, too, if it just really is the beginning of a consciousness coming about with that worldwide. Certainly here, too, it needs to happen. But there will be resistance. There will be people who don't want to work towards those rightful ends there.
Wow, nicely done. It's clear here work needs to be done. Even if it means some research studies, etc., I'm not ruling out that, we have to get people together who really have the skill sets to come up with solutions. This is the problem here. We're just playing. We're making a mess of things. We're not really focused on getting to the heart of the matter.
But we have so much potential to do that. Something tells me that this liminal area here suggests that there's just really a lot of opposition that's below the surface. And that's true when it comes to the human trafficking issues, and it's not about people having hidden sex rings in a pizza parlor. I'm not talking about that kind of crap.
Well, and while I'm going a little broader than just the human trafficking thing with this, I feel here with the Fool that the Fool is about risk-taking, right?
True.
So, maybe the problem here is, whether it's about the human trafficking issue or human rights and civil and social rights in general, we can't be afraid to take some risks to get there. We can't be afraid to, try something new out of the box. Out of the box, we're always doing the same things in the same old ways. What about looking at our criminal justice system differently, or our police or peace forces, etc.? Why don't we try to think outside the box? This might be the year to do it.
We need to repair those systems that don't work anymore. That's what this is saying too, I think. Mm-hmm. All right. So that was House 7.
House 8 is War and Conflict, the House of Scorpio.
Oh,
we decided to make it the House of War and Conflict.
You bitch.
What?
It's Death Upright. Scorpio card.
Well, but you know what? It could be worse. Let's see what else you got there, though.
Four of Swords reversed. I don't know. Is that
just
what reverse should
look like? It is
this
reversed.
Is scary. The Tower.
No, I was afraid you were going to say that. I said, if he has the Tower, then I'm doomed.
Which is?
You've got it this way.
It's the reversed one, isn't it?
Well, here's...
It is. The fire's out. See?
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. So that's good to know.
This deck is
not
a
good
beautiful deck, but it makes you pause because sometimes either side could be the upright side or
I love this deck. I want my own, Mr.
No, you cannot have it. So this is about
war and conflict. But let's talk about this here. Yes, this could be literal. Are we talking about there's going to be a lot of deaths through the war and conflict because we have not yet learned the lessons we need to learn to heal, to heal and move forward.
Right.
This to me is just, and I don't know, again, is this upright or reversed?
I know, it makes you wonder, eh?
Because to me, the upright is where you're really weary and worn, and this is when you're rejuvenated.
Well, but
It's hard
it
for me
seems
to
like the
say.
darker sides are the ones that are reversed. To me, though, this
So
is
then this
talking
is a
about
restoration.
maybe society realizing that we dishonor those who died serving. We dishonor them by perpetuating wars and
And
by not
conflict.
learning our lessons.
Needless war. I want to also give a ray of hope here, because if I really read some of this literally, I would say that, change may happen this year. Maybe some changes will take effect. Maybe there'll be some internal struggles. Maybe the situation is that people are tired of all this conflict.
Tired of
There
not
may
having the
actually
lessons.
be internal revolutions. I am thinking of Russia here, but I'm also thinking of here. We have a lot of, should we be funding wars anymore? Should we be doing this anymore? And there is a healing happening here. So, but the problem being is we have to not repeat the same mistakes over and over again. So I'm a little bit hopeful. I would say here in the U.S., the argument is about change in the way we manage, conflicts, internal and external. Do we get involved in other people's wars? Don't we get involved? Where do we draw the lines? Obviously, we're in NATO, so we do have obligations, internationally. But maybe some of this is going to be revisioned, because we seem to get in deeper and deeper all the time, right?
Indeed.
All right, let's move on.
House 9.
House 9 is education, religion, and spirituality issues. How did I do this category and see what we get?
The upright wheel of fortune. The upright Queen of Cups. And the reversed Page of Cups.
Well, something's changing, in the year ahead. And I feel, or maybe what this is saying is, people feel better. People are going to feel like their lives are in more control or going in the right direction when they really go deep into their spiritual center. Maybe the religion is going to be a predominant thing for a lot of people in the year ahead. And sometimes that has pluses and sometimes that has minuses. For you as an individual, it's healthy. But, sometimes for society, when dogmas and things kick in, it can really stifle other people, and take the wind out of their sails.
Well, I think this next year is a big year for a shift towards the age of Aquarius.
Oh.
The wheel is shifting and we are moving closer towards that. Mm-hmm. The sense of renewed hope and compassion, the transcendence of emotion. I say that a lot when I look at the Queen of Cups in another deck on Happy Hour. But just because we're changing to the age of Aquarius doesn't mean we won't have some resistance from the people that are still beholden to the age of Pisces. And the Page of Cups is like about the age of Pisces. He's got the little fish in his cup in most decks, but it's adverse here. And so I think it's saying people who really don't want the world to change, and we've seen changes coming because of our readings here, they're going to be fighting this shift. They're going to be fighting a change to be more spiritual, more educated, more on the right side of things.
So what I'd like to hope is, this wheel is turning. The cooler heads, the more spiritually enlightened, and loving and kindness will prevail over people who want to be, stifling, or what did you say? You had some good thoughts here.
It was beholden to the Piscean view, not
right, who want to not let go of the dogmas of the past,
Right.
I feel here that this is more broad and open-minded, and people who want to go along to get along, they realize that our strength and positive energy is in that, and not in holding on to dogmas and things that restrict us.
Let it go. So now we move to the 10th house.
Oh, government, politics, and corporate interests.
And it's the reversed Four of Cups. And the upright Judgment. And then the reversed Nine of Pentacles.
Government, politics, and corporate interests. Do these people ever feel satisfied? I feel here with the Nine of Pentacles, they just want more. They want more power. They want more money. There's this, in a way, I'm not going to say it's so much a greed factor with this card, but you know what? We also have the Four of Cups reversed here. It's almost as if, again, we're constantly looking for more opportunities to gain more power or prestige or control, to be able to...
Bam. Well, to me, my point here is that these people who just are never satisfied, as you call them, they're going to reach a judgment point. And the Four of Cups actually does say that maybe they come to that decision, whether they wanted to or not, they come to that decision.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, they maybe didn't want to change, but judgment says you have to change. It is time to change. The ideas, really about how the government should be working for people, not trying to make people's lives harder.
I guess we're talking a lot U.S. here, but
this is definitely U.S. But austerity and despotic types of governments are trying to kick up a fuss everywhere. So I think this one applies almost equally everywhere.
Well, I can't argue with any of this. I feel here that, there may be opportunities for more people to become, oh gosh forbid I use the word, woke. And I mean it in this regard, that you wake up to the idea that these people are never satisfied until they take it all away from us, and so we have to protect ourselves here and reawaken and stand up to this. There are opportunities this year, maybe in better ways, to get them to see the light. Maybe. All right.
House 11.
Well, House 11 is all about how do we get along, social relations.
High Priestess upright. By not letting everybody know everything.
Well,
okay, maybe I'm just jesting there. But we also have the upright Page of Wands.
Gee, this is kind
of... So maybe this is really about sharing wisdom, sharing knowledge.
But what's that?
And then we have the reversed Eight of Cups, which could be saying, of course, that not everything is worth moving towards, that maybe there still are some things from the past we should use.
I don't know.
Maybe not when it comes to social relations.
I feel like here there could be the beginning of more of a sense of tapping in, a sense of, I almost wonder if it's empathy in a way here, The High Priestess is it's more about psychic intuitive, but maybe what this is saying is we start to see, some people differently. We start to see people, in a brighter way, that if we all work together, we could start something great. However, I feel here there is a definite potential to fall back. To fall back into our bitter, fighty ways here in the U.S., right?
This is almost like the last position, really. I think this is really saying that as a society, social relations, we are kind of evolving. The word is getting out. But those who don't want to move with us will be left behind.
Oh, bam! I like that. Yeah.
And the thing is,
it's true.
We really will want to bring everybody with us, those of us who are woke. We're not trying to destroy the naysayers, people like us.
I don't know. This may seem crazy, but I can't help but wonder here, when I look at the world into this too. Do you think this was for both the world and the U.S., or do you think this is just the U.S.?
No, I think it's for the world.
Okay, all right. Well, because I'm thinking here that, I don't know, I just have a feeling that I wonder if all this is saying too is that, it all starts at home. In other words, we need to butt out of each other's businesses worldwide and focus on getting our poop together at home. Maybe this returning back is about that, that oftentimes we blame our neighbors for things and look at that country's doing, they're immoral or blah, blah, blah. Maybe we need to focus on our own dirty laundry.
Our government, through all of its forces, does have its footprints everywhere in the world and seems to have a bit of control.
Well, other countries do that too. Let's face it. So I think maybe it's time, for us to mind to our own issues. Because when we think of some of these countries that spread their tendrils out, Israel, for example, Israel right now is having some serious internal conflict with their government and people who oppose, the government that's in place now. They feel they're making illegal decisions and things of that nature. We, of course, question our justice system here in our country. Russia is having a lot of internal strife. China, and France. So I'm just saying, focus on your home fronts, guys,
Nice message. Finally,
karma.
The 12th house, karma. American or the world? Oh, you had to pick that one up, didn't you?
You betcha. And we have the 6 of Wands reversed. This is the karmic lessons.
The 6 of Wands reversed.
Oh boy, they're all reversed. The Knight of Wands reversed. And the Knight of Cups reversed.
2 knights.
Wow.
2 knights.
So the
reversed.
karmic lessons, will karmic lessons come through feuding leaders, feuding parties?
Well, these are, things that tend to be movements, so you're right.
I know. And so I wonder here if it again has to do with economics or business enterprise and, and one feeling that they're just, feeling like they're maybe not happy. They're not getting, their fair shake in the world economy.
Is there a karmic situation that would involve this saber-rattling conflict that seems to be going on in the world?
And the 6 of Wands. Somebody feels
nothing good will happen here.
It's for people who feel underappreciated. Could this be class warfare? Could this be class warfare? Is going to be the karmic lessons. It will come out of that in the year ahead. I almost feel that way, that it could be between the haves and the have-nots.
A different kind of war, not like a war.
Well, yeah.
An internal country war.
Right. It does seem conflictual, and it also feels as though it's because some people feel they're not getting what they deserve, the appreciation, the recognition, or, by extrapolation here, just what they really feel they deserve in life.
Cups and Wands.
Right.
Love and enterprise, love and business, charisma.
So let's look at our final card, shall we? It's reversed. It's the 5 of Pentacles reversed.
It's the 5 of Pentacles reversed. He's not crying.
He's not crying. There may be some healing. There may be some, there may be a little bit more of a, how should I say this? I really hesitate to say this because there's so much weirdness, but maybe a kumbaya going on of some sort. Like people are finding they're either, we saw a lot of conflict here, but maybe they've been able to make a place for them at the table.
Well, I'd like to say that maybe the world wants to come in from the cold, or the different parts of the world needs to come in from the cold. But maybe it's all these different conflicts between nations, individuals, governments, whatever.
It's
need to walk towards the light.
We have a lot of issues with climate, environmental concerns. We have health concerns, which can also be indicated with this card. And we also have, as a society, poverty, and desperation. And, all of the, I wonder here too about immigration. And I can't help but wonder here if, with all the migrants and all the people that keep moving around for a better chance at life, if we all can't find and start working towards solutions. But let's just say, this is not a perfect card. This is not a card of, oh yeah, everything's going to be fixed by year's end. What this is saying is, maybe we're starting to realize we have to move in this direction. Right?
Let's hope so. Let's hope 2023 does bring the sense of coming back in from being out in the cold.
Yeah.
And that's a national level, a spiritual national level. We can all find our common
and
space.
International as well. This planet is big enough for all of us. Some would say, oh, we have infinite space for many more people. I don't know if I agree with that, but look at right now, this planet has room for all of us, and let's all try to make it a better world. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for this reading, and we hope you got something out of this. Perhaps you've seen some more specific things that we haven't touched upon, or that you see in these cards. We'd welcome your feedback.
Love to have your feedback.
Love it.
Thank
Okay?
you.
So, by all means, chime in, and we will maybe update this in 6 months and see where we are from there. Take care, everybody.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.